Hello comrades and welcome back to the Soviet vlog. Recently I stumbled upon an interesting post. It was in Russian. It was called The Short History of the USSR, and it kind of presented a totally different angle looking at the history, and I decided to share it with you. So, the short history of the USSR. As soon as Lenin passed away, it turned out that the second person in the party, Comrade Trotsky, was a traitor. So Kamenev, Zinoviev, Bukharin and Stalin pushed the Trotsky off his post and sent him into exile. But several years later, it turned out that Kamenev, Zinoviev and Bukharin also were the enemies, and the naughty people, is an interesting word, vredители, so the people that cause damage. Well, I guess you can say it's like saboteurs. So Kamenev, Zinoviev and Bukharin also turned out to be enemies and saboteurs. So the comrade Genrikh Yagoda shot them all, got them shot. A little bit later, Yagoda, as the enemy's agent, was shot by Yezhov. Several years later, it turned out that Yezhov also wasn't the comrade, but just an ordinary traitor and agent of the enemies. So Beria executed Yezhov. After death of Stalin, everyone realized that Beria was also a traitor. So then Zhukov took him down and got him shot. But soon after that, Khrushchev discovered that Zhukov was enemy and conspirator. So he sent Zhukov to the Ural Mountain. Later on, it turned out that Stalin was actually also an enemy and a traitor, as long as the most part of his Politburo. So then Stalin was removed from mausoleum on the Red Square, and Politburo, as well as Shapilov, was all disassembled, and Khrushchev was in head of that project. But several years later, it turned out that Khrushchev was also not a really good comrade. He was enemy and adventurers. So this is, I couldn't translate properly into English. So there's a volunteerist and avanturist. So basically, for his behaviors like in Caribbean crisis. So then Comrade Brezhnev forced Khrushchev out and sent him to his retirement. After Brezhnev passed away, everyone found out that he was actually not a real good guy. He caused the slowdown of the economy, and also he was marasmatic. Another word I don't know how to translate, so the person that wasn't all there. After Brezhnev, we had two more old guys, but no one could figure out anything about them because they died so fast. And then we had a young and energetical Gorbachev who became the leader of the Soviet Union. And suddenly it turned out that whole Communist Party was the party of enemies and vredители, so saboteurs. But he was determined to fix it all. But totally out of the blue, the Soviet Union collapsed, and everyone figured out that Gorbachev was the enemy and the traitor. This is the short history of the Soviet Union. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little story, kind of interesting angle, and I'll be interested to hear your comments, what you think about how the leadership in Soviet Union was changing and how was changing the attitude to the previous leaders. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.
And if you love my channel and would like to show your support, please click on the link below this video and become the patron of the Ushanka Show. For as little as $1, you can help us grow and create the new, interesting videos about the life and soul.